morning, students. Coming back to school after a lengthy summer break can be a time of anxiety, excitement, and even a time of sadness for students of all ages. In addition, saying goodbye to a summer of relaxation and fun. Education is a continuous process. It's a lifelong activity. Teachers want to mold and remold the character and want to see an all-round development of the child. In the midst of COVID-19, again we have started our online classes. The first impression is the best impression, and the first month is the best month for making decisions. New academic year starts in the month of June. So what's your resolution? What's your plan this year? Do you want to be a successful person? Are you ready to do hard work? Are you ready to suffer patiently? Then success is yours. I wish you all success in this year. So let's start our class with a silent prayer. May God bless you. Okay, let me start the class with a silent prayer. Let's start the first lesson, the 3 questions. The story is taken from Leo Tolstoy, the greatest and the most influential poet of all the time. You might have heard about Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy and his best known novel, War and Peace, and second of his best known novel, Anna Karenina. You will have heard about all these. His style is direct and he wrote a lot for the young readers. Okay, come to the lesson. We can often be in doubt about when to do the right thing, the people we can rely on, and the most important thing of the hour. The king in the story raises these questions to his courtiers and answers like clarity. Unconvinced, the king decides to get the advice of a hermit. Hermit known for his wisdom. While the king was in confusion, the hermit does not say anything but demonstrates the solution. That's the story. Okay, please take your text and come to the lesson. The 3 questions, see how it is. In this fast-paced world, everyone tries to do more than they can complete in a day. Everybody is busy and everybody wants to complete a lot, but they can't. If we learn to manage time effectively, we can complete all our work in time. If we manage our time, there is enough time for it. Okay, here are some important tools for time management. Take the ones which have helped you in the past and share your experiences with the class. Write down everything you have to do in order of importance. So, some key points are there. How can you save your time? How can you manage your time? So, if you write down everything according to the importance, then you can save your time. Make a timetable and follow it strictly. That's another tool. You can prepare a timetable so that you can save your time. Again, keep time for the unexpected and include some extra time to make your work and immediate. So please keep some extra time for everything. Then make the work flow in a way that you don't repeat anything. Please don't repeat anything, and there's a flow in doing the works. Avoid distractions in order to keep to the schedule you have planned. Don't deviate from the goals. Once afraid. Neighbor Mani. Okay, afraid. Okay. So come to the reading. Once there was a king. The story started. Once there was a king. He wanted to know the answers to three important questions which were puzzling him. Three important questions always puzzled, make the king worry about that. He thought that he would never fail in anything he might undertake if he knew the answers to those questions. He thought that if I got the answers to these questions, I am okay. I am not afraid. I can live in the world successfully. He thought that way. His three questions were, how can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? What was his first question? How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? That means when to do the right thing, which time, when to do the right thing, and again, who are the people I need the most to help me with the work? Think of his second question. Who are the people I need the most to help me with the work? The people we can rely on, the people we can believe. How do I know which is the most important thing to do? The last question, what was that? How do I know which is the most important thing to do? The most important thing of the hour. So, always in his mind, these three questions, he was in total confusion. The people we can rely on, when to do the right thing, the most important thing of the hour. The king said, I announce a great reward to anyone who can give the right answers to my questions. I am ready to give an award for the person who is ready to help me because I want to get the correct answers. The most learned man came to the kingdom. Many people visited the kingdom. Each one had a different answer to the king's first question. Many people came there and they had different answers. One of them said, for every action, we should draw up a plan in advance, a table of days, months and years, and must live strictly according to the plan. What was the first person to comment? He said, for every action, we should draw up a plan in advance. What we mean in advance? Well before the time of action. Well before the time of action, we should have a plan. Okay? A table of days, months and years, and must live strictly according to the plan. Only with this timetable, everything can be done at a proper time. Another scholar declared, it is impossible to decide the right time for every action. Another scholar commented, it is impossible to decide the right time for everything. If you avoid getting absorbed in idle pastimes and attend to all that is going on around you, we can manage the most important task. And what will be getting absorbed? That means paying deep attention. If you concentrate in your plan, you can complete your work and don't deviate from the other matters. The third scholar said, however attentive the king might be, what is going on? It is impossible for one man to decide correctly the right time for every action. Okay? I think that the king should set up a council of wise men who would help him to fix the proper time for everything. And the third scholar said that it's better to arrange one council. What it will be council? A team of advisors. If there are a team of advisors, the king will get the correct advice. Okay. Some scholars contradicted this and said, some things might demand immediate action. Of course, for this we need to know what is going to happen in the future. Only magicians can tell the king what is going to happen in the future. And somebody said, it's better to arrange some magicians. And they will say all these answers. Okay, therefore one must consult them. Equally varies were the answers to the second question. Some said, the king needs his counselors the most. Some said doctors, some said priests, while the others said soldiers. So different answers. For king's question, different scholars said different answers. Now the king was in total confusion. Okay. The answers to the third question were even more confusing. They ranged from focusing on science to warfare to religious worship. So they said different opinion. The resulting confusion led the king to meet is the person who chooses to live alone and far away from society. So the king decides to get the advice of a hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. It's a famous person. Okay. The hermit lived in the woods and never met anyone but common people. He is well known for his wisdom. He is living alone, away from the society. The king disguised himself as a common man and went to meet the hermit. And what do we mean disguise? Disguise means make changes his appearance so that the others will recognize him. Nobody is able to identify the king because he changed his appearance, he changed his dress also, so nobody can understand he is a king. So the king disguised himself as a common man and went to meet the hermit. When the king reached the woods, the hermit was digging the ground for planting herbs. So when he reached the hermit, what he was doing? He was digging the ground for planting some herbs, some medicinal plants. Seeing the king, he greeted him and went on. When he saw the king, he greeted. After that, he continued his walk. He is not ready to talk to the king. He continued his walk. Okay. The hermit was frail and weak, and when he got close to the hermit, he was weak, unhealthy. And each time he stuck his spade into the ground and turned a little soil, he breathed heavily. While he was removing the soil, he took deep breath. He was totally tired, and he is not able to continue his work. He stopped for a moment. The king waited, but the hermit continued to walk. The king waited, but the hermit continued his walk. The king decided that he would ask the questions anyway. But the king thought that anyway I will ask my question. I want to get the answers of these questions. I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. My questions are, how can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? When to do the right thing? Who are the people I need the most to help me with the work? The people we can rely on. How do I know which is the most important thing to do? The most important thing of the hour. He asked the question to the hermit. The hermit continued digging without giving answers to the king's questions. But the hermit didn't give any answer. He continued his digging work. He looked terribly tired. The king said, "You look tired. Can I help you?" Okay. The king felt that the hermit was very tired, so he raised the question, "Can I help you?" And took the spade from and started digging. After he had dug 2 birds, the king repeated his question. So he helped the hermit, and in the middle again he raised the question. The hermit heard no answer. The king went on digging. The sun was sinking behind the trees. They suddenly heard footsteps. Someone was running towards the hermit's hut. And at that time, someone was running towards the hermit's hut. He was bleeding from a large wound in his stomach. And what about that man? He was bleeding. Blood comes out from his stomach, and he was running towards the hermit's hut. He fell fainting on the ground when he reached the hermit and the king. At last, he fell down on the ground near to the king and the hermit. They took him inside the hut. The king cleaned the wound repeatedly and covered it with his handkerchief and with a towel the hermit had. So they started to treat the wounded man. The blood stopped flowing after a few hours, but the king and the hermit continued to take care of the wounded man all night. Throughout the night, the king and the hermit helped the man to treat well. In the morning, when the man awoke, he stared at the king for a few seconds. So in the morning, what happened? The wounded man woke up and he looked closely to the king and see. He was overcome with shame when he realized it was the king who had saved his life. And the wounded man, he was actually upset, and he identified that the king saved his life. "Forgive me," cried the man when the king looked at him. So the wounded man said, "Forgive me. Please stop feeling angry. I have nothing to forgive you for." "Who are you?" said the king. Okay, now the king raised, "Who are you?" And see, I have nothing to forgive you for. Okay, let me wind up the class and we'll continue later. Okay, thank you.